Hey, you guys, Coach Liz here. All right, with it being summer, I wanted to talk about some tips on navigating vacations or when your schedule isn't in your normal routine. What do you do? Now, I just got back from being out of town for about 5 days, and what I noticed about my habits now, as I've been practicing this for 10 years, is it doesn't matter if I'm on a vacation or if I'm at home, my habits and my routines stay pretty much the same. I still get up and go on a walk. I still eat almost the same, might be a little bit different here and there, but for the most part, I'm still prioritizing eating every few hours, prioritizing protein every time I eat, drinking my water, getting my sleep, all of those things that I do at home. I notice because I've been practicing for so long and I'm not perfect, but it becomes normal to do it no matter where I'm at. So I just was thinking about that no matter where you're at with your health journey, just remember that it takes years and years and years to retrain your brain. So you might just be at the beginning point of that, and it feels like you're white knuckling when you go on a vacation, but just know that it gets easier. The more you practice, the more it becomes just a part of who you are. And I've had people ask me, don't you have like fear of missing out when other people are eating junk food or doing things that don't correlate with your goals or your habits? Do you get FOMO? So I wanted to talk a little bit about FOMO and food fallacies today. And I have a fun little visual that I want to show you. So hopefully you can see this. Now, this is awesome because it talks about stop, challenge, choose. We talked about this a few weeks ago, how when we have a choice to make, it's important to create space between that stimulus and that response. And this goes not just for food choices, but it could be how you respond to someone, or how you act in relationships. But just creating that space, stopping and thinking about what do I want most? What direction do I want to move? And then making that choice. So challenging that and then making that choice. Also to recognize emotional eating when you're blasted. I love this acronym, blasted, because you can ask yourself when you're craving something, would I eat something healthy in this situation? Or am I bored, lonely, angry, stressed, tired, excited, or depressed? Is this an emotional trigger that I'm having? And instead of covering up that emotion with food, actually thinking about why you're feeling this way. What wants to be known or changed because of this craving, because of this stimulus that your brain is wanting to cover up. So recognizing emotional triggers when it comes to not just food, but you might have other ways of covering up emotions. And even if it's exercise, some people exercise when they're stressed or depressed or bored, whatever it is, which exercise is healthy. But if you're doing it instead of dealing with an emotion, that's when it's not healthy. So recognizing the emotion where you're feeling it, being able to name it and think about why you're feeling this way. And sometimes you don't have to change it. Sometimes it's just recognizing that that feeling is an emotion, and then it will pass, right? Or sometimes there's something you can do to help it pass, but recognizing those emotions. And then also falling for those food fallacies, asking yourself, do I want this because it's free? Now, a great example of this would be like Costco samples. Do I feel like I can't miss out because it's free, or someone brought it over and it's free, so I have to eat it? Or is it a rare opportunity? Or maybe you have that concept that you can't waste food. You shouldn't waste food. And I like to ask myself, would I rather this go to my waste, or would I rather waste it and throw it in the garbage? Or saying, I paid good money for this, I have to eat it. Or I'll be missing out on the fun. Or I love food too much. These are all food fallacies that we all have fallen for in the past. So it's good to just ask yourself, have that little conversation with yourself and ask yourself why this is such a hard choice for you. And then ask yourself, what do I really want long term? Is this going to get me closer to that or further away? So back to that topic about having FOMO. It might be on a vacation, or it might be in a social situation, or someone brought over a goodie, and you have FOMO, of fear of missing out on that. Now, what if we switch that to JOMO? What if we switch that to thinking the joy of missing out? If in a situation that you choose something different to move closer to your health goals, what if you could find joy in that? Instead of eating the junk food or the fast food, what joy can you find of having control over your choices and your mindset and your body, getting closer to where you want to be, having that energy that you love, or that confidence of fitting into that outfit that makes you feel like $1,000,000, being able to play with your kids or get down on the floor with your grandkids or go for a bike ride. Finding joy in the journey is where it's really going to give you lasting joy and success. So when you find yourself feeling FOMO, fear of missing out, ask yourself, how can I switch this to JOMO? How can I have joy in this moment? What is making me happy right now? Because sometimes we do have that fear of missing out, or we feel deprived of something, and we forget about those little victories along the way that really are bringing us true happiness, getting that confidence back. So what are the joys in your journey? I encourage you to get a journal, start writing down your JOMO, the joy of missing out. When you say no to something, what are you saying yes to? Recognize the joyful moments along the journey, and that is what you're going to be starting to seek for, because whatever you focus on is what you're going to find. So if you're finding joy in the journey, you're going to have more joy. So let's have more joy as we navigate the summer, and maybe our schedule's a little different and we're traveling a little bit more. How can we find joy in that journey? How can we focus on creating those lasting habits so that when we do go on vacation or have a different situation, that we can just make those choices automatically because it makes us feel good. We find joy in that. We find joy in making healthy choices, in drinking our water and getting enough sleep and moving our body. Those are things that bring us lasting joy. So hope you can find more JOMO this week and practice those healthy habits. We'll talk to you later.